Welcome back to Popcorn and Beers. We almost had a butter on top, but then we lost it. We're just gonna go with our drunk classic, Double Jeopardy. Let's see how this goes. Welcome back to your favorite surfers, ex-girlfriends, new boyfriends, favorite podcast. This is Popcorn and Beers, where some use tomatoes and others use thumbs. We use the stuff that gets you drunk.
My favorite surfer is Jack Johnson.
What's that?
My favorite surfer is Jack Johnson because he makes good music.
Oh, bubbly toes. What do you know about her moving like a jellyfish?
Bellini.
Bellini? Have you ever had a Bellini? This is blueberry.
I used to make Bellinis.
I need to tell them how I truly feel. All right. It's what's in the fridge. Some days you just go down there and it's what's in the fridge, right? It's just like when we're watching something. You ever review something just because it's on? Josh, you're not allowed to answer because that's 90% of your reviews. Jordan.
I got hot dogs in the fridge.
There you go. Do you boil them or grill them?
Ooh.
Depends on the day.
Boiled hot dogs is wild. I know people do it, but it grosses me out.
Dude, it's a mass hot dog technique. Like, if you're going to serve mass amounts of hot dog, you got to go to the boil.
You ever got a hot dog from a hot dog cart? That's boiled hot dog, dude.
They throw it on their little grill thing.
It's all just for the marks.
Yeah, it's boiled. I'm with Josh. It's 100% boiled hot dog if you go to that cart. Well, I don't want this show to be 100% boiled hot dog. We got to get some real marks on this bitch. So... Let's talk about what happened with Friendship. It was not widely released. This is like your classic indie film made by a studio that people are really falling in love with over the last 5 years, and you can't see it anywhere. And it's got actually really good reviews in Friendship. So does anyone have any idea of what's going on here?
I have no idea.
No, it's they're ruining cinema.
No, yeah, I really thought it was going to be just a YouTube release. I thought it was supposed to be this Friday. I don't know what's going on. Select theaters? Like, I thought we weren't doing that anymore. I thought if it's going to be select theaters, just put it on Prime. I don't know.
Yeah, we're winning an Oscar. This isn't going to be a film that wins an Oscar, so what are we doing here?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, just give us I Think You Should Leave Season 3 so we can all laugh again. I've been showing clips of that show to people. Let's just do this. This will be our review of Friendship because of you, Tim Robinson. Anyway, I've been showing people clips, and like whenever somebody likes trash TV, like Love Island or like whatever the big one is on Netflix, Cheater or whatever, I show them the zipline clip every time.
Yeah. And I reviewed it before, but I'm not sure if you guys have got onto it yet. The Detroiters is on Netflix.
Dude, I've wanted to watch that for so long.
That's the show before I Think You Should Leave, and it's so good.
Oh. Yeah, he does a great job. I mean, what's your go-to when you want to like show somebody a clip of I Think You Should Leave that's never seen it?
Honestly, the first sketch is perfect to me. It encompasses everything. Yeah. Or the prank show. I don't want to be around anymore. I mean, they're all good, but
yeah, there's two I always go to. One is he housed my burger or something like that. That guy, give me that. Yeah. Give me that. And the hat.
The hat
with the flaps.
Oh my God! Did you see his hat?
Yeah.
No.
We're all we have a joke at work because there's somebody that like is the reason why things go wrong. Typically, when things start going wrong, and we always do the meme. We're all just trying to figure out who did this in the hot dog suit.
Yeah.
It's funny because half the people didn't watch this show, so I just show them the skit so they can understand where that meme came from.
Someone's got to do it. All right.
So let's say it was that guy. He's dressed exactly like a hot dog. Oh. All right, so Jordan, you had our drunk classic this week, and you took it back to the 90s, which means I got to take it back to the 80s because Josh gave us an incognito comedy, that jerk. So I couldn't do a comedy, but let's talk about your drunk classic and not all of my musings on what I should watch as far as our drunk classic is concerned, because it's mine this week. You did Double Jeopardy starring Ashley Judd and that boat.
The boat was the co-star.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a cat and mouse crime thriller. For some reason, I always thought this movie was much longer. Like, it's been a while since I've watched it, but like
I thought you were going to say better.
No, I mean, it's fine. It's I feel like, is this a ripoff of some slightly older concept movie or something? Like, I feel like,
Yeah, but the big part of the movie is the new part. So it's this has been done. This has been done a bunch, but the Double Jeopardy part is the fun part. You know.
yeah, they took an interesting on its surface crime, legal what do you want to call it, doctrine or something, like a legal.
I don't know, the fugitive, whatever.
Yeah.
And, are you talking about like it's like a
concept.
loophole to being convicted of a crime that you didn't commit?
Right, and it's a thing like until you watch this movie, like this movie is where a lot of people learned about that even existing. I feel like
Right.
they're like,
Right.
oh wait,
Fair.
is that a thing? And you have to like look it up.
I mean, I was 11, so it's definitely where I learned about it.
I was also 11, and I remember the first 20 seconds of this movie is like a sex scene, and I rewound that.
You rewound it because you get booby for about like a half of a second.
Yeah, and that's all you need. Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones, he always kind of bothers me. I like him. He's a great actor, but he always plays like this same kind of character.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Where's my coffee?
If you need somebody found, though, you get Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the slightly grown up version of the boy, Spencer Treat Clark. You remember this guy, this actor? He's from Gladiator. He's the son.
Oh.
Yeah. He's got a really stupid face. I don't like him.
That's two stupid faces every single week because we had a stupid face last time we did Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah. What's his name? Sentry. He was a stupid face too.
What's wrong with your face?
The husband, Nick, played by Bruce Greenwood, he is good. He's diabolical. His whole plot is, the kid's always going to ruin your murder plot there, buddy. Like, come on. But the twist at the end, how it's all resolved, the
wraps it up
coffin,
nice and neat.
The coffin really, like, that's claustrophobia, like, childhood.
Yeah.
No, didn't like that.
Also, how much oxygen would you have left? She was in there knocked out, and it doesn't really say how long she was in there knocked out. So she's breathing.
But it wasn't necessarily airtight, and it is above ground because New Orleans graves are above ground.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But the small tour of New Orleans is like a really cool part of the movie. Like I always saw that and I was like, dude, that place looks awesome. Like, is there really a place that looks like that? Like as a kid?
Have you never been?
No.
Yeah, New Orleans, that's a whole other dimension.
Dude,
I'd like to go.
Dude, it was good.
The least American city.
I'm also really mad that you gave New Orleans that for your review, but you said nothing about New Orleans about Hatchet. So that's weird. Pick and choose our moments, I guess.
Whatever.
Well, New Orleans and Hatchet was mostly Bayou, like,
and the tiny Asian with the fake Southern accent.
This movie is very tropey. It's very, very sprinkled in with, tropey. The double cross and, I got a tape recorder the whole time. Like,
which is inadmissible in court. And then the minority best friends in jail.
His tape recorder looked like Macaulay Culkin's tape recorder in Home Alone.
Got it right here.
Tiger. Tape recording pulls out of his pocket.
I've been recording you this whole time.
Is that a recorder? Or are you just happy to see me, Tommy?
This is a fun movie. It's really not the best. I don't know if it's like aged very well or whatever. Just because it's so
internet
tropey.
search.
Yeah. Yeah. I give it a popcorn and one.
Nah.
A high popcorn and one. Popcorn and one. Yeah.
Sure.
What about you, Josh? What'd you think about?
Yeah, I'm actually the same boat. Because I thought the movie was longer as well. I've only seen it the one time when I was a kid. We got it on Blockbuster. Remember those kids?
Blocky B.
Blocky B is what the hell we used to call it. Household name. But it's so fast paced. It's just like, now we're here. Now we're in San Francisco. Now we're in New Orleans. And like, now you're in jail. Never mind. 6 years gone by in 5 minutes. And
immediately gets paroled for murder.
Yeah, like you see her, she does her push-up montage, and then she's out. But I mean, it's fast-paced and punchy, and it's just like it's in and out, dude. It's really cool. this is a TV show if it gets made today. I've said that 1,000 times about 90s shows, 80s shows. Like, they don't really make this for movies anymore. This is a TV show now. So this would have been strung out over the course of 10 episodes, and maybe there's a sequel somehow. You know what I mean? So it's nice that we have this, like, nice and quick, half hour or hour and a half movie. It feels like a half hour.
Because you're thinking about it being like FBI Double Jeopardy.
Yeah. But they do it nice and quick, and like they do the good things where Tommy Lee Jones is established, and then all of a sudden he's against her. Now he's with her. The woman who gets killed in the gas fire, like you're mad at her for a second, but she's dead. Don't worry about her. Like it's all focused in the right ways. The focus is it draws you the right way the whole time. It's like, don't worry about that. We're not in San Francisco anymore. Who cares? Move on. And it was very entertaining. Popcorn one.
Popcorn and one. How about the Coast Guard? Huh? Like, let's give it up for the Coast Guard showing up at the exact best time possible. Is that bitch holding a knife? Pull to the fog, man. Like right away, like they waited for her to pick up the knife, and then they're like, "Oh, here we are." She grabbed the knife. She clearly did it.
We are go.
The ferry, man. The scene on the ferry is crazy. Luckily for her, he decided to save her life, because she could have easily just committed suicide in that scene, like, immediately. And it would not have been his fault. She drove that car into that water while handcuffed to the door.
Yeah.
So, there's a bunch of... The payphone, I love that he hits when she's trying to get away from him, she just drives through the payphone and the guy's just holding the cord, as if, like, that guy's not going with that phone. And then it gets hit by a truck.
Yeah.
The guy tried to sell her multiple paintings while she's just trying to look. The internet searches again, like Josh.
The internet searches were something else.
How about the Bachelor auction? And right before the Bachelor auction, we've been doing this since before the War of Northern Aggression. I loved that, the War of Northern Aggression.
That's what they call it.
And then they just the bidding on him is hilarious, and him just with his terrible Southern accent, or maybe that's his real voice. I don't know. What do you think, Josh? You lived in Louisiana.
It's standard rich guy Southern accent. Yeah.
Okay. How about her having to take notes with a pencil and a paper when she gets the address? Like, also, why did she memorize one when the car guy gives it to her right away? She like memorized that address quick. Boom, got it. Oh, but like Tommy Lee Jones is here. I got to write this one down.
Right. I do like, I talked about how they focus on the things that are important. Like, it's good that they showed her little fitness in jail montage, because running through sand is hard.
Yeah.
And then, like, swimming off of a ferry to shore is really hard. Like, most people would die trying.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they show, she has cardio in. She's good.
The soft dunes, too. But you know what? You can drive through that in a Jeep and just total the Jeep and just crawl out totally fine. Totally fine. Like, and keep chasing somebody because you're not concussed. Concussions don't exist in Double Jeopardy. I actually really liked it. I had a lot of fun. Like, I've always liked this movie. This is a movie when you're in your hotel room and you only have TV to rely on, and it's on, you're stopping. You're like, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like an episode of Law and Order. You're like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. Like, or with Josh, when he said I rewound that scene a lot. That, as an 11-year-old, was the sexiest back I had ever seen in my entire life.
Yep.
So the cardio scene, being in jail with a lawyer, was interesting. That was fun. She's surrounded by lawyers in this movie. This is no spoiler. This movie came out in 1999. It's going to be 30 years old in 4 years. Okay? But it's so convenient for her that every single human that falls for her charm is a lawyer of some kind. Like, even Tommy Lee Jones is a disgraced professor of law. Yeah. So, taking all that into account, it was quite interesting. And how Nick finally has his comeuppance is also funny. He's like, screw it, I'm caught. I'm just going to start shooting this gun in my hotel. In downtown New Orleans. Like, actually, that might actually work. If you've ever been in downtown New Orleans, the cops might be like, oh, there goes the gunshots again. But, yeah, It's a popcorn and one, but it's a good popcorn and one. It is a fun movie.
Yeah.
You're gonna enjoy every aspect of it, from breaking into a preschool to breaking off of a ferry. You will have fun with this movie. Thank you, Jordan, for recommending that.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have expected that because it just seems like one of those you overlook, but it's good.
Yeah, it is fun. It is fun. In fact, let's talk about a show that people overlook because it's on Max, but it's one of the best TV shows that I think, you know what, I'm going to throw it up there. It's one of the best comedy shows, half-hour comedy shows that ever has existed, and that's The Righteous Gemstones. It is one of the best TV shows ever. Like, there's not a lot that you're going to put up against it and be like, this show's better. No, that show might be more wholesome, but this show is one of the funniest shows you could ever throw on and just start laughing. I mean, if you've ever wanted to see what it looks like to see a guy get dragged out to his yard by his balls, you got that in this show, season 3. Like, that happens. If you ever want to know what it's like to see an 11-year-old with a monster truck just crushing cars, you've got that. If you ever want to know what it looks like to have someone that used to be a follower of Satan join the church because he's in love with one of the pastors, you've got that. If you ever want to know what it's like to have kids just totally rebel against their religious family that are multimillionaires, maybe billionaires in this universe, and try to steal all their money, and then they know karate, you've got that. Wow. This show has literally everything. Season 4 was fantastic. In fact, we have a cameo, episode 1. I'm not going to tell you who it is. If you want to know, you can go all the way back and pull it. But you get a cameo, episode 1, and a lot of people were mad about that. But I loved the cameo because it kind of paints the picture of where this story is going and why this family is important and kind of why they are the way they are, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, everybody?
Sure.
So, Josh, have you ever watched this show?
No, I know that I'm missing out.
Great.
I know
really?
I'm missing out.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'd be hesitant to say everything Frye said about it being like the funniest, best. Like, I don't know what I would put it up against, but I don't know. That's saying a lot. But it's really funny. Keith is one of my favorite characters of all time.
He only gets better, too.
Dude,
he only gets better. Screw it. It's Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper. And he had never seen the show before. He just took it because he likes Danny McBride.
Really? That's good.
And I think a majority of Hollywood kind of dig Danny McBride and what he's all about and what he puts on screen. I mean,
he's the man.
Yeah. Vice Principals, hilarious. Okay?
Yeah.
Eastbound and Down, hilarious. Righteous Gemstones, hilarious. Like, he just puts out bangers of characters. Like, he's been doing it forever. Go all the way back to the Foot Fist Way. Go to Hot Rod. I'm drinking green tea all day. Like he's so quotable.
Foot Fist
what is
Way,
it?
For sure.
Yeah, he's been around forever. I'm trying to think. What's the one with Ben Stiller that we used to Jackhammer Me? Heartbreaker.
Oh, Heartbreak. Yeah.
It smells like the devil's lettuce.
Well, yeah, and I might have said it before, but I've heard him on a podcast, and he's got the situation set up. Like, the last, 5-10 years or so, he's moved out to North Carolina with, all of his best friend writer buddies. They all live on the same neighborhood with their wives and kids, and all they do is just hang out, barbecue, and write stories. Like, he's got the life. Like, it's awesome. All they do is just create shit.
Which is fantastic. So let's get to the Righteous Gemstones season 4, the final season of the Righteous Gemstones. Again, it's cool. I will be disagreed with for a long time, but I think this is a show almost like Eastbound and Down that you will go back and watch just to remember how hilarious it is. And I've gotten lots of people into it just because I'm like, just trust me. Like, Edie Patterson is fantastic in Righteous Gemstones in her role. Even Adam Devine, however you say his name.
Yeah. I think that's right.
He's fantastic in his role. And I'll go over a couple of the characters here in a second. But BJ starts off season 4 as a stripper. Immediately, season 4, he thinks he can conquer. Everybody thinks bad about him by becoming a male stripper and conquering that pole. And if he had just made it 1 inch, if he had just gotten 1 inch closer, he wouldn't have been paralyzed. Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh, no.
And then he gets Dr. Watkins, his monkey doctor. Which has a vendetta out against his wife because he's the only one that can be in his life. You got John Goodman 69ing. in season
Jesus.
4. So if you ever wanted to see John Goodman getting 69, you get that in this. If you ever want to see a duel in 2025 with Danny McBride, you get that in this. If you ever want to see a gay man win Christ's top following man, you get that in season 4 of The Righteous Gemstones. Quite frankly,
Why would I
it
ever want to
ended
see any of that?
Yeah. You want to see me eat my own head?
But it is so funny the way they do this, and from like even like Cassidy Freeman, I don't think we got enough of her as Amber, Jesse's wife in this, and Jesse is played by Danny McBride. But Judy Gemstone is like my favorite character, and I think she's the most popular character if you like troll the Righteous Gemstones like Reddit boards, because she's so funny. Like I'll just give you a quote from season 1. She's interested in this guy BJ, who you obviously find out she ends up with, right? And she goes, "I like him so much, Jesse. I might even shave my pussy." And Danny goes, "No, you're not allowed to date him." And he's driving away in the golf cart and he goes, "Don't shave your pussy." And she goes, "I already did." Like it's and she delivers these lines so well that she's my favorite character. She's hilarious. Like you said, Keith is one of the funnier characters from season 1, 2, and everything he does, even season 2, where he tries to take the challenge because Kelvin can't do the challenge, so he's competing against these bodybuilders to lift, to do the ultimate lifts, and it collapses on him, and he's doing it like naked in like a diaper or something. It's just fantastic, and the situations you see within this show are amazing, and we haven't even gotten to Baby Billy playing Teengus. Okay? 65-year-old Baby Billy, played by Walton Goggins, playing Teenage Jesus, or as the show affectionately coined him, Teengus. Anything you could think of that's going to get you a laugh, that you think about these hyper-religious evangelical families is in this show. And it's over the top, and it's so much fun, and it's a full storybook. It's the Harry Potter of evangelists making fun of. Like every single thing is a new notch. Like, how could these kids get into it again? And then you get something. And it was great. Sean William Scott guest star on this season. Season 2 had Eric Andre. Like, it's just a cavalcade of funny people, funny situations, and even Jason Schwartzman has been on this show. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, just check it out. If you just want to laugh and enjoy yourself for a half hour, The Righteous Gemstones is one of the funniest shows out there. Like I said, Righteous Gemstones season 4, I'm going to give it a popcorn and 3.
Popcorn and 3.
Nice.
Jeez.
Gotta watch that.
That was a power fucking review.
Yeah.
I went over 3 seasons. Dude, wait till you get to Steven Dorff's character.
Oh no, we're not doing more of it. Let's move on.
So let's go to Black Mirror, an anthology series with 6 individual episodes to go over. Josh, you should have fun with this one.
You have 2 minutes.
No, I'm gonna roll through these. The first episode is what you've come to expect from Black Mirror. It's some good original sci-fi stuff. I believe it's like the wife gets a terminal illness, I think. And
brain aneurysm.
Yeah.
Brain aneurysm.
A subscription service where you upload your consciousness and then there's ads and they're like, oh, you have to upgrade to premium because the wife will just start spouting ads about like really inappropriate things at inappropriate times.
Yeah.
And that's like a really good Black Mirror. Like that's what we know this as. But then it just kind of gets a little weird. Their next episode follows Issa Rae going back into a like a 50s movie or something like that.
Oh,
and
okay.
they're trying to go for they're trying to capture the feeling in the moment of some previous episodes and just kind of retell it in a slightly different way. And it just feels cheap. It feels like they're lazy.
I was truly not a fan of that episode.
No,
I really disliked that episode.
Yeah.
Dog hated it.
It actually upset me because I like Issa Rae, and when it opened, I was like, I love Issa Rae. I'm so happy she's in this. And then the episode was just so bad, and then like the writing was bad. Yeah. The writing will throw me every time, and the writing and the dialogue in that episode was terrible.
It's like you're like I'm trying to watch this as if you were actually watching this movie, You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they're redoing it, and I'm like, she's a terrible actor in this. Like this is not good.
Yeah.
The computer game episode is really interesting.
It's like the sequel, right? Like it was a
No, this is a
revisited?
different
No.
one
Oh.
about this crazy antisocial guy who helps. He's a game developer, and then he comes across some eccentric, legendary game developer who's kind of crazy, and he's like, "Hey, man, check out this game." And it's like the stupidest, like it's like Nintendogs, maybe like what the equivalent would be, like where you like.
Dogs.
Yeah, you like nurture these little creatures, and the guy just gets like crazy obsessed with it, and then just the payoff is really underwhelming. The actor is great, both actors, the young and the old version of him, super crazy. Hold on, go
Are
away.
you being attacked by terrorists?
Maybe
Yeah, what
that's
is
my
happening?
dog thinks so. Next, okay, Paul Giamatti. Okay,
Ooh.
his episode now it reminds you again and again and again that he is an all-time great actor, like one of the greatest actors
One
of
of
our
the greats.
generation. Definitely is he underrated? Like, is he underappreciated?
Yeah, because he's
Well-
never won. He's been nominated, I want to say 2 or 3 times, and he's
Yeah.
never won.
Yeah. He is excellent in this episode. The storyline that he's in is super
Cycling's coming
cheesy. Like a former relationship, kind of distant lover type of thing. She dies, and they're putting together her funeral, and so they send him this box, and you put this thing on your head, and you look at old photos, and basically they can recreate the memories because
Oh.
they're trying to like find out stuff about what she was like. And there's a little twist on it. It drags on a bit. The way that they do this with the effects, like going into the photographs and like the camera work, is really, really cool. It reels you in with the feels. This episode, it's a tearjerker. It's really emotional. Every once in a while, Black Mirror gets this, like nails this, that like very heartfelt sort
Emotional.
of thing. When they get that right, they get it right. And then finally, you get the long-awaited continuation of the SS Callister story
With our girl, Milioti.
Yeah, and I don't think this was the direction they should have took this story in. I don't. What's his face? Who's the doughy looking
Matt
weird
Damon.
guy?
Fat
No.
Damon.
No.
It is not Matt Damon. It's Jesse
Fat
Plemons.
Damon.
Jesse Plemons. See, he
Matt Damon.
was the star of that the original episode.
Yeah.
He's so creepy. And you don't get enough of him. He kind of comes in towards the end, but it's not really him. It's hard to explain. And it kind of drones on. It's an hour and a half, this final episode, and it did not need to be at all. Right? This could have been an hour, maybe, but I don't think this should have been made. If they were gonna take this, there's a number of different ways they could have went with this, and this wasn't it. They did not nail this at all. I give this whole season put together, I'd say a popcorn in one.
Popcorn in one.
It's a half. It's a
Okay.
split down the middle. 2 of them are great. What is it? 5 or 6 episodes? 2 of them are great. Half of one is fine, and then the other 2 suck. So there you
The
go.
other 2 were awful, and one of them was
Okay.
the longest of the season.
Yeah.
We talked about earlier, like movies we've had in our queue for a while. I had one called Role Play on my Amazon Prime queue with Kaylee Cuoco and David Oilio.
That's correct.
Olioo? Oliwao?
Oil of Olay.
I can't. You know who this actor is, though. When you see him in the movie, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy."
Yeah, shout out to him.
What's that?
I said, yeah, shout out to him.
It is the story of course, you don't know who your partner is, and they are an assassin for an organization you've never heard of. They twisted in another trope that's been used a million times, which is, wait, we're also going to throw in this trope, which is, she was adopted by the owner of this assassin's conglomerate and raised to be an assassin from childbirth, and that's why she's the best.
That
So-
makes like the 400th movie like that.
Yeah.
So we get that. The movie was fine. The action was kind of fun, and it is bearable the way they do it. It is a quick ride through this world. They do a good job of showing that she's able to balance both family and her career, but you find out why throughout the film. Why was she able to do this? And it kind of connects why it is she's now being hunted. Overall, the movie is a good action adventure, something to put on in the background, and it shows you that even assassins can put family first. But for us, we're going to put a popcorn first and call it that.
Call it that. It'd be cool if they made a movie like that where, like, we took you in and trained you since birth to be the expert super, but you just never were that good at it.
You always sucked.
Sometimes you just don't get it right. That's why you're an accountant, son.
That's why you work in HR.
Yeah.
Like
You just like Excel spreadsheets more. I don't know.
Well, you watched kind of a talk showy thing, Josh, with Conan. Last year we had, I believe, Chappelle accepting this award, and this year it was Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, Chappelle got it. Yeah.
So how did this go?
It went well. It was on the Netflix. I don't know if the other ones were, but this one was. And Conan O'Brien. If you don't like him, I get it. But if you do like him, you love him. That's Conan O'Brien. And he is a giant in the comedy realm. He is the greatest talk show host ever to do it. I don't care what you got to say about it. I will murder your mom. And this is, this is my kind of roast where it's not about making fun of people. They, of course, rib him constantly, but it's really just like talking about how great he is, too. So, like, I like the roasts that are nice. But it's got a lot of great guests. It's got Kamal Nanjiani. He does a really cool TED Talk, but he calls it a Twain Talk about Conan. And then Will Ferrell is awesome. He, once again, never breaks his character. He plays a version of himself, and then Paul Rudd's in it, doing what you expect Paul Rudd to do in a Conan O'Brien sketch.
Being very Paul Ruddy.
No, he shows that video again. Spoiler, the video that he always shows. He's got who's the 30 Rock guy? He got hit by a car.
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan's on it.
Tracy Morgan. He got hit by a bus.
Sarah Silverman says her piece. There's a lot of cameos by a lot of people, a lot of his characters from his shows. The talking dog is the announcer.
Triumph?
Oh, Triumph.
Yeah,
Nice.
Triumph is his announcer.
I think Jordan beat us all to that. He just said it so quietly.
Overall, it's really enjoyable, especially if you like Conan. And he's one of the greats. He's one of the greats.
Yeah, he's a weird, strange-looking dude. I could never really get over his face, but not dumb face, but just odd face. He looks like a ventriloquist dummy.
He went to Harvard, and they make fun of that a lot. And Tracy Morgan's like, we got a lot in common. You had your first show on NBC. I had my first show on NBC. You went to Harvard. I had my first show on NBC. Anyway, the whole thing it's really enjoyable if you like Conan. If not,
oh man,
my dog has devil eyes. I give it a popcorn one. It's great.
I showed my 8th grade students a video clip from his show where he goes to a Civil War reenactment. It's one of those Conan O'Brien talks too much bits.
One. I've seen that.
Oh man, it's so funny. And the kids loved it. They're like, "Can we watch more of those?" I'm like, I don't think so. But this is like a whole generation of kids that don't really know who Conan O'Brien is.
Yeah, I mean, he hit a really niche market, and it kind of stayed that way. He hasn't really. I mean, he's branched out. He's got one of the most successful podcasts in the game right now. His HBO show is good. It's not great, but it's good. He's still around for some reason.
Hell yeah.
Well, I watched The Assessment, which is the new movie on Amazon Prime, starring Elizabeth Olsen as Mia and Himesh Patel as Aryan. And of course, we have to introduce a variable to screw up everything during this assessment, and that is the assessor, Virginia, played by Alicia Vikander. Also, for a very short amount of time, a very beautiful Mini Driver. Just very beautiful is in the movie for a very short amount of time.
It's so pretty.
this is a post-apocalyptic movie that takes place after they call one section older. So I would take it there are sections of Earth that were able to be saved. They never really go too deep into it, and sections of Earth that were not able to be saved. It almost seems like it was a nuclear holocaust that caused it because they do like have robots that check radiation levels and things like that. So I mean, like, I don't know. It's open to your interpretation, however you want to perceive the apocalypse happened. But now they're living in this world, and you have the haves and the have-nots, and the haves have an opportunity. Actually, everybody has an opportunity for what's called an assessment, and the assessment decides whether or not you are suitable to have a child. The cool thing about this assessment is it does not take into account gender. Okay, so you could be in a same-sex marriage if you would like, and still apply for assessment because all of the babies in this world are made in a lab. Okay.
Oh,
With that, you get Virginia, and Virginia creates the most awkward events that could occur or instances that you may find yourself in, to include perhaps incest. What? That's so weird. And they dive so deeply into all of these to the point where there's a scene. Elizabeth Olsen utters the words, or Mia utters the words, "Did you fuck our daughter?" And
Whoa.
yeah, it is interesting. You're not really curious either. It's laid out. Like everything that's happening is laid out. You're not like, why is this happening? You kind of clue in. You're like, oh, she's acting like a child, or she's trying to see how they would react to a child in this instance. All of it is very far out there and makes you think like, what point are they trying to drive home with this movie? Like, what is the overall point of this film existing? And I don't know that there is an overall point, which kind of took me out of it. A lot of the graphics and stories and even the acting was really good, and it couldn't save a bad story because it was really hard to get attached to this story or become invested into this story. You didn't really find any of the characters redeemable in a way that made you root for them. Not a single one. So here we are looking at this new movie put out there by Amazon that looks like they put a fair amount of money into, and it's hard to like. So we're going to go ahead and give it a popcorn. Maybe a popcorn and a half. Let's say that. Because there's some stuff there that they could have worked with, but it just makes you feel creepy crawly. It makes your skin crawl. Yeah, it makes you feel icky. Good job, Josh. It makes you feel a little icky. I want to know about your stand-up comedy, Quigley Down Under.
Well, you think it's a stand-up comedy movie, but it's not. It's actually a classic.
But you're dumb.
It's a classic Western movie. 1990, maybe 91, with Tom Selleck as the lead.
Okay.
And I forgot her name. She was in Just Shoot Me. I lost it. Anyway, the main lady from Just Shoot Me is in this as well. So the story is Quigley, who is Tom Selleck, is like a Wild Westy type of guy in the Wild Westy type of time period. And he goes down under for a job. He's a sniper. He's like the best shot in America, and he goes and he's got a job to do, and the job is he's being hired by Severus Snape, actor, who is playing the same guy he basically was in Sheriff of Nottingham Robin Hood movie around the same time period as well. And it's
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman's not in this, but the actress you were thinking of is Laura San Giacomo.
Yeah, and Alan Rickman.
Oh, Alan Rickman is in this. I lied. I lied.
I just watched it.
I'm sorry. He is in it.
Yeah.
How dare you say Alan Rickman is in this?
Yeah, so this is a classic Western, like in the sense that like there's music, like the score is happening throughout the movie. There's not one moment of silence. It's like really odd, given like I don't know. It was very noticeable because they don't do that anymore. Like in some movies they do, but most movies there isn't a constant score. And there definitely was in this one. It's really like a frontier type of music, and they're on the outback, and they're in Australia when Australia's still quite lawless. And the whole idea of the movie is Tom Selleck is supposed to go out there and kill the Aborigines, but he won't do it. And so he teams up with the Aborigines. It's actually relatively cool, like PC as far as like, you know, native rights type of thing. He's like on their side and saves them kind of, but then they save him and blah blah blah. It's a very enjoyable movie, dude. I gotta be honest, I wasn't expecting to like it so much. It's pleasant AF. And the female lead, she plays a crazy woman, but she does a good job with that. It's nothing like exceptional, but it was really enjoyable. I give it a popcorn 1. I think anyone would watch this movie and not be mad.
Okay. I've never seen it. Do you feel like the score being played throughout took away?
No, it really set it up for being
Okay.
This is of the time, and it did it right. And I looked into it, and this is known as one of his best movies and one of the best movies of that time period. I had never heard of it, but yeah, people love this movie. Some people call it a perfect movie. I wouldn't go that far, but it is pretty solid. Popcorn 1.
You get Tom Selleck. You get a sniper. You get the Australian Outback.
Yeah. If you ever wanted to see Tom Selleck getting ripped out in the Outback by his balls.
I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you guys do. Let's talk about Black Bag. Black Bag has been out for a while, not too long, but about I want to say about a month now, and I never got to the theater to see it, but because of the cast, I really wanted to. It was just a side movie. It never made it to our Butter on Top. Kind of like The Drop, pardon me, that Jordan reviewed, which I'm so happy I didn't go see that. This is an hour and 33 minutes of just really good whodunit, who's at fault, what's going on here. It's a spy thriller without like the action, because you don't really need it. You got a really good story that grips you and pulls you in with interesting dialogue that keeps you trying to figure out, okay, why did they say that? Like, why was that written there? It's directed by Steven Soderbergh, so you know it's going to be decent. You know it's at least going to be a decent movie. And then it's got Cate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, Pierce Brosnan, Naomi Harris, Tom Burke, the dude from the guy that all the women are in love with from the first season of that one English show. I've never seen. No, it's on Netflix. Girls love it. Bridgerton, thank you.
I don't know
Bridgerton.
the actor, but yeah.
Ray J. John Page, whatever his name, he's in it. So, you know, of course it's got a smoldering component with not him, but Pierce Brosnan, he can still get it. Pierce Brosnan can still get it. I'm sorry, say what you want about Pierce.
Yeah,
he can get it. Up. He's the new Sean Connery. And then this actress, I don't know if you guys have heard of her, Marissa Abella. She plays like a pretty big role in this. I had never seen her before in anything like this, so I'm wondering if she's mainly on TV. But she plays a pretty big role, and she's very interesting. But basically, Michael Fassbender playing George and Cate Blanchett playing Catherine are like a spy super couple. She is like a field operative that's like badass in the field and been doing it for a very long time. And George is a human lie detector, and there is something afoot. And they have to figure it out because they feel like they might be being framed. But is the movie going to focus on this? No, because then we get a bad movie with tropes we've seen before. It focuses on, okay, they're getting out of this shit, and you're going to see these two badasses in their career field get out of this. Mm-hmm. And the movie doesn't trail. For that hour and 30 minutes, you're pretty invested in figuring out where this story is going, why it's going in that direction, what they're going to do to stop it. It well written, well directed, okay, amazing cuts, great sound mixing. We're going to give this one a popcorn and 2. It was a very, very good movie. Black Bag.
Cool.
Available on Peacock. Peacock. So, Josh, you started my next review. It's called Knowing Us, and it's on Netflix. Just came out today. Yep. And what was your impression?
It's instantly a feel-good hit. I mean, if you want to, usually those are reserved for holiday movies, but no, this is a movie where you're just gonna sit there and, just like Mama's Lasagna, you're gonna enjoy the ride. This is delicious. I'm gonna sit here and eat the whole thing. Well, I didn't eat the whole thing, but I'm going to finish it later because it's too much. It was late night. I didn't get to finish it. It's a really enjoyable movie.
Yeah, I mean, this is a Vince Vaughn vehicle. You have a Joe Manganiello, or however you pronounce his name, in it as well. But this is very clearly a Vince Vaughn vehicle, and he carries it. And Josh is absolutely right. His first impressions. And it just, you wish that there were the right words to tell the people that mean something to you, what they mean to you outside of the four-letter word love before they're gone. And you kind of wish you could do something for them. And you hope that they understand all these gestures or anything you do. It's how much I care about you. I just want to give something back. I want you to know before you leave this planet that you are loved, that you matter. And this show does that in a very interesting way that, like Josh said, tugs at your heartstrings. It makes you feel good. Jordan, never put on my old ass at Thanksgiving again. Put on Nona's. That is the compliment I can give this. Throw this on at Thanksgiving. Everyone will have a good time. Some people will cry. People will remember their relatives. People will remember their food. People will remember the holidays you spent with them. And your eyes will well up. And a smell will bring you back to a moment. And this movie will bring you back to those moments as well. So I'm going to give Nona's a popcorn and 2 and say it is a fantastic movie for bringing people together and making you feel good. Go ahead, Josh.
I will say, though, a little bit thick with the Italian stereotype stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Nonas, the grandmas. One of them is Adrian from Rocky, and she's lovely. And the other one is
Talia Shire.
The other one, I don't know who the blonde woman is, but the other lady, the brunette, is the wife from Goodfellas. And she is really laying it on thick there, bud. Like with the Italian slang and the mannerisms. Like it's a little thick, but I guess you're vetted, so whatever.
I did not mind it. It was fun. It was nice, and it felt
it's
good.
not annoying, but it is noticeable. You know,
it's a lot. It is a lot. That's where I will say it is a lot. So it is time for me to tell you what the drunk classic is. I will not keep you waiting too long. I will let you know I am pissed at Josh for watching Big Trouble in Little China. So we're going to go ahead and watch another goofy film in that same vein. This one stars Eddie Murphy. Does anyone know what it is?
The Golden Child.
We're going to watch The Golden Child.
Yes.
Nice.
That is a very apt drunk classic, sir.
So we'll watch The Golden Child, and for our butter on tops this week, we've got 2 choices. We've got Final Destination Bloodlines and Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Oh God, I'm not watching that atrocity. Guess which one I'm talking about? Because Final Destination Bloodline looks terrible, but I will take that any day of the week over the Weeknd weird looking movie.
Why are we still doing this with The Weeknd, by the way? He was the worst part of Uncut Gems.
Tomorrow. Isn't that the freaky sci-fi thriller, not sci-fi, but horror psychological thriller thing? Is that?
I don't know what it is. What to make of it from the previews.
In the poster, their eyes are touching.
A musician plagued by insomnia pulled into an odyssey with a stranger who begins to unravel the very core of his existence.
Oh, yeah. I saw the trailer. That actually looks dope, so I don't know what Jordan's talking about. I'm going to try to watch either one.
It's a visual album, because he dropped an album called the same name, Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Okay,
and,
maybe I'm thinking of something else entirely. Okay.
So the movie's going to suck.
Oh, the album sucks. Okay. Never mind then.
So I guess it's going to be Final Destination Bloodlines then, boys.
I guess so.
Don't worry, there's a 5-minute difference in run times. Anyway, we love you guys tuning in each and every week. We love bringing the shenanigans. We haven't had a lot of Shakespearean or classic killers over the last few weeks, but they are coming. So sit down on your couch, melt into it, and watch a damn movie. And we'll see you at the theaters. You get the popcorn, we got the beer.